Welcome to my channel, Chantilly's Kitchen Hop, and I'm your host, CHANTILLY'S. And my channel is dedicated to gluten-free vegan recipes, lifestyle, and sharing with you guys. And today I have a really creamy, delicious recipe that I'm going to be sharing with you guys. It's a spinach Alfredo sauce with fresh rosemary. So delicious. It's actually under 10 ingredients and should only take 20 minutes to make, which best of both worlds. So if you guys would like to learn how to make this, make sure you stick around. And if you like what I'm doing, hit that like button and subscribe. See you guys in a sec. Bye. Welcome to Chantilly's Kitchen Hop, and I have a really good one today, so thank you so much for joining me. I thought I'd kind of stick with the Valentine's theme, but also kind of not. This is just a really good dinner sauce. You can kind of do it with anything you want, but we're going to be learning how to do a vegan, gluten-free, creamy Alfredo sauce, and we're going to be tossing some spinach and fresh rosemary in it. Super good. It's so creamy. It's so yummy. It's a new one that I just started making a couple of weeks ago, and I wanted to share it with you guys. So the biggest thing about this one is, like some of the other ones we've done with the raw cashews, you just need to soak 1/4 cup of raw cashew overnight if possible, or at least a couple of hours. Or if you're really cut on time, you can actually even do about an hour and just really soft boil it, so you're not actually boiling the water, it's just hot, so it's just kind of sitting in there, really steamy water, I guess would be the best way to say it. But so that's like the biggest thing, and we're gonna do 1/4 cup like I said, and I already started mine blending up a little bit so we didn't have to take a lot of time showing you guys that part. And my recommendation when you do that, they are going to blend pretty easy, but to help make mine a little bit extra creamier, I actually put in about 2 tablespoons of vegan milk in there, and you can do whatever kind you like. Coconut milk, you can do almond milk, cashew milk, which would fit, I guess, oat milk. It just really helps to get it creamy. And it's one thing to also, you don't want to just throw in all of the ingredients in your blender or food processor, because the cashews might not actually get down to that really nice creamy texture, and we don't want it chalky, we don't want it chunky, because it's supposed to be an Alfredo sauce, so it's supposed to seem like it was made with all dairy. So that is my one really main tip on this. So I know we're cut for time, but it really only takes a little bit extra to do that. So after we've done that part, have them just give you guys an idea. See, it almost looks like a milkshake. It's just nice and creamy and smooth, so you wouldn't even know it's cashews. So next, we're going to just throw in 2 to 3 cloves of garlic. Toss them in whole, because we are putting them in our food processor or blender, so it'll get them a little chunky in there for us, so that's no big deal. And we're also going to do 1 to 2 tablespoons of nutritional yeast. And let's see, I got the Bob's Red Mill today. I really like this one. It has a lot of fiber, a lot of protein. It's also got some really good potassium and B vitamins. So I find this one's really good. And this is what actually adds that really cheesy flavor. So just depending on taste, you can start with a tablespoon and see how you like it. But I like mine a little bit more. So I'm going more on 2 tablespoons. So I'll leave that as a recommendation too. I know some people, you can even kind of leave it out, but I wouldn't. And then next, we're going to do just a tablespoon of white rice flour, brown rice flour, or any other gluten-free rice flour you have around. I wouldn't recommend the coconut though, because that can kind of add a coconut flavor, and it also soaks up some of the liquid, so you might end up getting a thicker sauce. So that's with that. So I would honestly, I really like to use the white rice flour when I do my sauces and stuff. It seems to get the most creamy and the less clumpy and chunky and stuff, so just seems to stay the best for me. So that's what I like. So we're going to do a tablespoon of that. Make sure we get that in there. And we're going to do a teaspoon of apple cider vinegar. And this actually is what really helps give it that buttermilk taste that you would normally have with your Alfredo sauces and stuff. So don't be afraid. I would definitely use it. You can do even up to 2 tablespoons or 2 teaspoons, but I would stick with just a teaspoon and see how you like it from there, because it definitely does give it some tart and some kickback and stuff, so you don't want to overwhelm it with too much of that. And then we're going to throw in a little bit of fresh rosemary in mine because I like rosemary. You can do basil, thyme, you can do a mix. If you have a dried Italian herb mix, just throw in about a teaspoon of that. I'm also going to toss in, say about a half a teaspoon of onion powder and also about a teaspoon of ground black pepper because I do like mine a little more on the pepper side. So you could even do just a half a teaspoon on that if you want. And I'm also going to do probably about a teaspoon of salt. Yeah, I said that right. I almost thought I said tablespoon. And the salt and pepper too, you don't want to go too overboard at this step. You can always add more at the end, you know, sprinkle it on top and go towards flavor. And then the last thing that's going in here, so I think this is under 6 ingredients actually, is we're going to do about a cup to a cup and a half of veggie broth. And I actually don't have a brand to tell you guys today because I made my own. I usually just have vegetable stock around. So, just on that note. So, any kind you guys like that's vegan, gluten-free, you're just going to want to do, like I said, about a cup to a cup and a half. And this is going to seem like it's really runny. Don't worry about it. It's going to thicken up once it hits the heat and we start getting it going. So, let's just get this all blended together. Luckily, like I said, this is why I did the cashews ahead of time, because this part would be taking a lot longer. Okay, let's get that going. I should probably also tell you guys, this is probably a 20-minute meal and under if we had our water boiling right now. As soon as we put our noodles in, I would say get your sauce going. So this is another really nice thing because you could really surprise somebody for Valentine's Day or just for a really nice dinner and they'll never have to know it's vegan. It just seems really awesome and special and really easy. So that's the other best part. Now if I can get my lid off. Almost needed to call for help. Okay. So next, we want to get, you know, a good sized bottom skillet. Doesn't have to be a huge one. You just do want enough room because we're pouring some liquid in here. So you don't want it splashing over and stuff. And you want to get it going on a medium to medium high heat because we do want to get this liquid. We're going to get it boiling, but we're going to be whisking it the whole time. So, and as you can tell, mine was already hot. So once it kind of starts boiling like it already will be in just a second, we're going to turn that heat down to a medium low because we don't want it clumping and we don't want it burning, but we do just want to keep a nice whisk going because we also don't want you know, the flour sticking to the sides. It'll get kind of clumpy. So, and at this step, don't walk away because like that, it can turn to goo, it can burn. So just keep an eye on it. Nice little steps. It's only going to take a couple minutes from this point. So, like I said, I think the hardest part is just waiting on those cashews to get ready. And you kind of do know when they're ready, they start to change color and you can actually feel them. They get like really soft and kind of spongy like and stuff. So once it gets boiling, we'll see some little bubbles starting. We'll just turn it down. And then that's when we'll add in our veggies too. Because I like spinach in my Alfredo sauce. You might want to do broccoli. I saw somebody say they do peas in there. I'm not 100% sold on that. I've never tried it. But if you like that, you do you. I stick with the spinach and the broccoli. Bell peppers would probably be good. This is kind of like that stir fry one I did too. At first you're going to be like, it's not boiling, it's not clumping, and then all of a sudden it will be. So do not worry. What's nice about this one, it's low fat, it's actually pretty healthy. You could even switch out the regular flour for almond flour if you want to do this with a keto diet. So there's a lot of variations that you can definitely do with this. It would make it palatable for a lot of different diets. So that's another reason I do like it. And then sometimes with my leftover, I'll just bake it up with some veggies. While I bake them, like kind of pour it over it, and it gets really yummy that way. I've done it over some potatoes, so you don't only have to do it with sauce, or with noodles. Right, I see mine starting to bubble, so I'm going to turn my heat down a little bit. And then I'm going to throw in my spinach. I'm going to do about, it was all I had in the fridge. It was probably about a cup, 2 cups, so you don't need a lot. I mean, the more you get in there, the better, but it'll definitely steam and cook when we got it, the sauce thickening, and it'll just be nice, perfect texture. And I feel like spinach just goes really well with Alfredo. And then you don't have to do it with fettuccine noodles. I actually just have regular spaghetti noodles because I am down on my noodles in the house apparently. When I made this the other week, I did it with Banza makes some shells, and I haven't had shells since, God, I can't even remember when. So I did it with that, and that was really yummy because, you know, they have the little pockets, and so the sauce just kind of sat in there, and you get a nice explosion in your mouth, and it was just really yummy. So that was a good recommendation. I did really like their pasta. It was my first time trying it. My best friend said it was ick, but I liked it. Alright, so the sauce is starting to thicken. It's getting a nice creamy. We're going to let it go just a little bit longer so it thickens up a little more. And then even as it cools, it actually starts to thicken too. So I do wish this had smell-o-vision. It smells so good, super garlicky. And that vinegar, I can't explain to you guys the way it really does give it a milk smell and taste to it. It really does smell like I've used heavy cream, the buttermilk, all the cheeses and stuff that would classically go into an Alfredo sauce. So that's getting nice thick. Give you guys kind of a peek. So you can see it's starting to thicken up. It's not quite there yet, but you could tell it was slowly sliding down the pan, not hugely. Or fastly, hugely, I don't know what I'm saying. So just make sure you keep stirring it. You don't want to get any clumps of flour. Hey, if you didn't even have any flour in the house, you could do this with cornstarch. It might change the texture just a little bit, but cornstarch is always... Cornstarch can always be replaced for flour and stuff if you don't have it. So, and that's usually gluten-free and vegan, so that's nice. Yeah, alright, so we're getting a little thicker here, almost there. So it's nice too, like I said, this is definitely an under 20 minutes and under recipe, just depending on how long your noodles are going to take, or if you're doing noodles, or maybe you're doing zoodles, or who knows. Maybe you're just going to have this for a dip with some bread and crackers or something. Right, and it is almost done. So just remember, after it gets to that boiling point, you guys do turn it down because it will burn, and then it'll just get super clumpy, and you're going to wonder what you did wrong. And it's not that you did anything wrong, it was just the heat was too much for it. So that's another thing. I know first times doing gravies and sauces, I thought I would just, it'll just make it quicker, you know, it's totally okay. No, it's not. So alright, and it looks like mine's about done. Go ahead and turn my heat down so it doesn't keep cooking. Don't want to burn it. I got all my edges, and then we'll go ahead and pour some of this over some sauce, or some, I keep saying sauce for noodles. I don't know when I'm brain farting on that today. So show you guys, I just have some, I don't remember the brand that I used for, so they're just regular spaghetti noodles. They're brown rice. It's usually the ones I go towards. I've tried the corn ones. Sometimes they can actually kind of taste like corn, so I haven't done those. I've done the quinoa, a lot of different ones. It was just basically what I had left in the house. Alright, that's all nice and creamy going, so let me just get that so I'm not making a huge mess like I do sometimes, like you guys see. Give you guys kind of an idea. See how it's just nice and thick? It's gotten a really good creamy texture to it. It even has pretty much the color of an Alfredo sauce. It probably would even more so if I didn't put the fresh rosemary in with the original mix. So just a note on that part. Let me get this out of the way and then show you guys how absolutely delicious this looks. I just wish you guys could smell it, I'm telling you. So there we go. There is our creamy, vegan, gluten-free spinach Alfredo sauce. So I hope you guys really try this one. I think you'll actually really surprise yourself or maybe somebody else. And you can even, spruce it up a little bit more. Put some fresh, garnish it with some fresh rosemary, fresh basil. I think I'll even put a little bit of, tiny bit of red pepper flakes on mine just for some beautiful color. So, I mean, there we go. It's super creamy, so good, so yummy. Like I said, I really hope you guys try this one. I think you'll be super surprised. You're going to be shocked at how quick, how easy it is. Honestly, I don't know if there's going to be any leftovers to share this one in my household, so this one might only be going to me for dinner and probably lunch tomorrow. But I really hope you guys enjoyed it, and I hope you guys have a great rest of your week. Oh, and don't forget, I always have stickers and magnets available, so if you guys are interested in that, just send me a DM. And also, don't forget to check out my YouTube, guys. It's Chantilly's Kitchen Hop. I have some extra recipes and other stuff that goes up on there, so make sure you check me out and give me a subscribe. So, hope you guys have a great rest of your day, and we'll see you next week. Bye, guys!